All right, viewers. Hello. Can you believe that our Erica Kirk video has hit 1 million views? And we are going to celebrate this week the only way that we know how here at Versus Everything, and that's to exploit you. Buy our new t-shirt at the store. Speaking of which, Pat's new business venture has put his life at risk. So William Williams has entered the chat. Pat changes his name. We're going to deep dive into that. Also, we're going to talk about them dirty Albertan separatists. We're going to do some gambling. We're going to talk about the New Day exit from the WWE and so much more. All this week on Versus Everything.
Hello, hello. Is anybody out there?
There we go.
Yes, here it is. It's the new Versus Everything. People start acting a whole lot different, Bish, once you hit that $1 million, that million view bar. And I have done it. And now the people that have been against me, the people that said to me, are you sure you want to do this podcasting thing? It's going to ruin your life. You'll never make another movie again. Well, guess what? I don't know anybody that's watched a local movie here 1 million times. They said, are you sure podcasting is the future? You were just with 97.5 K-Rock, the biggest radio station in the province. Are you sure you want to bet on yourself? And now, today, after all of the scum and the shit-talking that I have endured, it is finally time for me to proclaim myself the king. And Aaron, look, I love you, all right? I love you. I noticed that you're using this we thing a whole lot. We hit it, buy our shirt. Listen, you know as well as I do that when I went down this path with Erica Kirk, you said on this show, you went into business for yourself and you said on this show you didn't think it was going to be anything. Now look at me. Now I'm wearing the sunglasses. And you know what? Maybe it's a bit weird. I think maybe one of us should not be wearing the sunglasses anymore. We're both wearing blazers too. It very much looks like, to my audience and to my fans, that you are jumping on the bandwagon right as it's taken off.
Now, who's had the sunglasses this whole time? For years. For years.
Yeah, you invented sunglasses. Yes.
Whose gimmick is the sunglasses? That's my gimmick. Come on now.
Now, okay, well, look, yeah, it's fair point, I guess. Nevertheless, I'm in the middle of something here, okay?
Okay, I digress.
I'm looking younger. I'm looking fly. I'm wearing my tank top, I think they call them. My beard has suddenly gotten a little bit more youthful looking. And my phone has been blowing up as if I'm back in my 20s. I'm getting messages from people I haven't heard from years, and they're losers. They're losers because they didn't know to bet on a winner. And amongst them, the very tip top of them, is my family, and that is the Condon family, to be specific. And as I go through the last year or so, I start taking notes, and I start seeing patterns, and I notice the pattern that in the history of the Condons. It's just been generation of losers. And now I finally have gone against it. And I have been the one in the history, the hundreds of years on this province, the only person with the last name Condon that has escaped its name. Aaron, did you know that the last name Condon is hilariously close to the word condom?
Yes, I'm quite aware.
I just found this out recently, and it's embarrassing, and I don't want any part of it. And so it's with that in mind that I've decided to take on the moniker of the two greatest politicians in the history of Newfoundland, and that's William Whiteway and, of course, Danny Williams. And that is why, from now on, I will be referred to as William Williams. And I will be referred to this if I'm not, and this includes family, enemies, especially enemies. Anybody that dead names me. Thank God we live in a country like Canada where if you call somebody by name or whatever that they don't want to be referred to as, dead naming, you can take them to Supreme Court because that's a human rights violation. I will not stand for it. And so that's a message to everybody that's out there that thinks that they might refer to me as G. Patrick Condon or any variation of that, or Pat or Galen. It's dead. It's William Williams from now on. And I wish I had thought of this. Aaron, please, Aaron, please.
I'm sorry.
Please. You'll get your time. I wish I had thought about this before my election because it would have turned out completely different. I have heard from a lot of different sources and some market research I paid for after the fact that people thought that the G was confusing. They didn't know what it stood for. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the Condon name just carries a whole lot of baggage. And now I no longer am carrying that baggage. And I think I got a bright future in politics if I so decide to go back into that line. If the people of this province are lucky enough that I decide that I might want to lead them again, you can be sure that William Williams on the ticket will be the one getting that X, getting that check mark, getting that support. Aaron, you had a question, please.
I do have a question. So I just want to be clear here for everybody because I don't want to get sued or any of that shit. I am no longer, and nobody else is no longer allowed to call you Gay Pat, Big Gay Pat, Big Gay Condom, or any of those other names or similar names. Is that correct?
Wait now. Who's called me that? I've never heard anybody call me that before.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good.
Okay. I've never heard. Weird. Okay. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, if anybody brings that up, especially you, Aaron, then you're going to get some trouble. Now, Aaron, I wrote a song about this, which has been well received. Everything that I've been doing recently has been well received. I'm going to take out the sunglasses just for a moment because as new of a person I am, my eyesight is still the same that it used to be. So, Aaron, I made a song, and we're just going to listen to it now. And this was made a while ago. This was made a while ago before I made this decision and before I was getting texts from just before I throw to this song, just some of the things that I've been getting from my people, my family, my former family.
Okay.
Why are you doing this? I'm not going to say who it was. Why are you doing this? You're my oldest son. How could you do this? We're all worried about you. It's psychological bullshit is what it is. And I've been putting up with it for far too long. They smell the money, they smell the success, and that is why I'm suddenly hearing from them. Well, I don't want to hear from them too much more, okay? The next time that they get in touch with me, they could say, I'm sorry, Mr. Williams. I will accept people calling me Will. I will not accept people calling me Bill or Willie or Billy. It's Will Williams or William Williams. And that's it. Now, back to this. I wrote a song about this before the success, and I knew it was going to be everything. I knew it was going to happen, because if you think, and this is what I'm saying to all the people at home right now, that if you think and you dream your successes, it will come true. I'm especially saying it to the kids that are watching this program. You got to fucking believe in yourself, man. And I wrote this song called I'm Wildin'. I'm Wildin'. And at that point in time, I only really had one person to focus my hate on. One hater, I should say. I don't hate anybody. You can't get to where I get with any hate in your heart. But so just keep your ears open for that, and let's just listen to this. It's very
That's not it.
Yeah. Watch the numbers. Listen. Yeah. 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 Legend in the making, watch the metrics double. Bitch tried to treat me like a joke, now I am the trouble. Posted up the Kirk clip, timeline went berserk. Now these hypocrites in my DMs wanna work. Ain't no favors given, circle staying tight. I was in the background, now I'm in the light. Wildin' on you phonies, energy is peak. I ain't got the time to hear a single word you speak. Measuring the cloud, weighing out the options. Y'all was moving cautious, I was moving toxic. Now the phone is ringing, Texas, I don't reply. Funny how the posture changes when the stats are high. Let's build, let's connect. Save the fake respect. When I needed capital, you left my name unchecked. I'm just moving reckless, stepping out the frame. You didn't see the vision, now you know the name. Keep your distance, I can see the envy in them. Only loyal to the ones with me from the beginning. I'm wildin',
Yeah,
I'm wildin'. Check the analytics, I'm wildin', I'm wildin'. Save the apologies, I got no pity in me. Operating on a level that you couldn't see. I'm wildin', I'm wildin'. Don't reach out now, I'm wildin', I'm wildin', I'm wildin'.
Wildin'.
They say the views change you, nah, it changes them. Looking at my old friend through a different lens. When I hit upload, the trajectory was shifted. Now bitch acting like my whole persona wasn't gifted. Erica energy, breaking every rule. Aaron was playing checkers, looking like a fool. I just played the chessboard, king me on the spot. Now that bitch want a percentage of everything I got. Sorry for the wait, access is denied. I remember every single time.
I mean, we could just stop it there. What a fortuitous view into the future. This is back in the beginning of April. I said, Aaron was playing checkers while I was playing chess, and now this bitch want a percentage of everything I'm getting. And look at it. That is exactly what happened here tonight now that I've hit the 1 million. Aaron, what do you say about that?
I'll take those t-shirt revenues and whatever else comes in from this. I'll gladly do it.
My God.
You should throw the t-shirt link up in the chat right now so everybody can buy a t-shirt.
Okay, who's Justin? Shit, I'm late. Sorry, boys. Is he supposed to be on? No, who's this?
Justin from Innisfail. How you doing, buddy?
Okay, nice. Oh, nice. Is he a regular viewer? I thought it was Justin from
PEI. No,
yes.
this is Albertan Justin.
Good. Well, hopefully he'll stick around and hear what we have to say about the Separatist movement. That's coming up now in a bit. Aaron, yes, I will show quickly the new shirt that's out. It's beautiful design, designed by me. It was one of the talents. You got to have a lot of different things on the go to be able to really generate as much revenue as possible. So that's where the music comes into play. That's where the merchandise comes into play. I'm going to be releasing a behind a paywall video of how to become viral. And I will also be releasing a book, all called Erica Kirkby Weiland. Now, Aaron, you had a question, and it was, what is Weiland?
What is Weiland?
And I've heard this from many a white old person, which I am not. I have my youth, as you can see with my natural dark beard.
Middle-aged white person.
Sure, okay. Weiland means to just let loose, you know? It could mean, I had somebody actually right before this show ask me if Weiland and wilding is the same thing. But I don't know, to be honest with you. I just hear other people talking about it. And for some reason, Justin wants to talk to you. Aaron, Bish, are you going to be in Edmonton on July 4th? What's going on there?
I think he's talking about the RCW show, the Great Canadian Bash at the Nate Institute. I'm going to be there as a fan at the very least. Hopefully I can be involved in some way, shape, or form, but I will be at the show, yes.
Good. They should. They should have you on there. It's time for you to move up. It's time for you to move up. And Justin says that he's 43 and he doesn't know what it means. Yeah. I mean, it's a young person's game, and that's why I went viral, with all due respect to everybody.
1 million views is nothing to laugh at.
No, it's not. I mean,
that's pretty
look,
good.
I've conquered all that I could conquer in the local media landscape here. Best filmmaker in the running countrywide, and wasn't getting the kind of respect and reviews that I'm getting now. Anyways, if you want to, you could just go on over to Facebook and you can see the new Erica Kirk Be Wildin' t-shirts. Look at that. You can get it in the red design here. There's also a black design and multiple colors, high quality shirts, and you just look there, you see that she's wildin'. You can let everybody know that you know Erica Kirk Be Wildin', and you know what wildin' means, which is the most important thing. You want to be able to tell people you know what wildin' exactly entails.
They actually look pretty good.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I mean, look. I'm no slouch, Aaron.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And you know what? I admit, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was wrong here, and I bow down to you and your success, and I'm just going to jump on your coattails and ride them as long as I can.
Well, look, I mean, I am nothing if not magnanimous, and that's a word that's probably going over a lot of our people's heads there, but it's generous. I know I didn't want to single you out. It's generous in the face of resistance. So even if somebody does me wrong, you know who else was magnanimous? I can name 2 other people off the top of my head, magnanimous. Aaron, can you think of anybody?
Who's magnanimous? Magnanimous. I can't even say the word.
It's just one word. It's not magnanimous. It's magnanimous. Jesus Christ was magnanimous, and Donald J. Trump.
I figured Trump was going to be there somewhere. Why?
So, Aaron, that's everything on the update from me, and I'm glad that we had this conversation. Like I said, I'm happy to bring you along for this ride, and we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, we will get some of those t-shirts sold, and maybe we can end up going back to WrestleMania whenever they make that big announcement coming up soon. They said it's going to be a very interesting announcement.
Yeah. What do you think? London, possibly?
I heard somebody say that it could be that... hold on a second. I got to change the way that I'm speaking here for Justin. So, no cap. I heard the Riz was off the chain. That Mania could be split up into 2 cities. I don't know how to continue that. So I heard that they might be doing like a WrestleMania 2 thing where they are taking over 2 cities.
At the same time? Or is it
same time?
Wow. So that's pretty... They can't even fill out 1 stadium. How the fuck are you going to fill out 2 stadiums or 3?
These people, they don't care. They don't care about that kind of logistics. They don't fill out the stadium. They'll just say that it was filled. Say it was sold out anyways. They'll fudge the numbers. It's an old trick they learned from old Vince McMahon. It's one of the only things that Hunter was able to take over and actually get a grasp on. And it doesn't matter. I mean, the TKO will continue to bump up the prices for those foolish enough to pay them. And they will continue to cut costs on those wrestlers that will either take the reduction in rate or just straight up release them.
Speaking of which, yeah, that's a good segue. The New Day did not see this one coming. They just signed a new deal, I think last year or the year before, good through 2030. Asked to restructure, and they said, get fucked. And they left the WWE. I mean, let's just go through some of the awards and some of the more notable things that the New Day have done in their career. 13 WWE tag team title reigns, the most in company history. 7 SmackDown tag team title reigns, also the most ever. 83-day Raw Tag Team Championship reign, the longest ever. The first team to break Demolition's old record, by the way, too. They had a 16-year arc from rejected gospel gimmick to one of the most beloved factions of the modern era. Kofi's WrestleMania 35 WWE Championship win, still one of the great babyface moments of the last decade. And Big E retired from in-ring action after his neck injury, but the trio's legacy, of course, is locked in. And Big E, championship, he's a W champion of his own right. Then you got Xavier Woods, he was king of the ring. Just a lot of accolades to go around in that stable. Definitely Hall of Fame bound one day. But right now, where do they go, Con, and what do they do from here?
Well, obviously everybody, even those within AEW, are hoping that they're going there. See, AEW and AEW wrestlers are a lot more outspoken about who they're willing to take back and who they're not, or take on, I guess. And so their 90-day non-compete ends in August, and then in early August, and then they got All In London on August 30th. So that kind of works out for them. What do you think? I mean, obviously, they didn't have a whole lot that were left to accomplish. I liked the idea that they went heel. There wasn't much for them to do. But so them moving on and them not taking their restructured deal, I think that's all good. If they go to AEW, my question to you, Aaron the Bishop, is does AEW take them? Because aren't they just looking to go back to the WWE eventually anyways?
I think if you're AEW, a tag team with as many accolades as they do, as entrenched as they are in fandom with the fans, I mean, you have to take them. I mean, right off the top of my head, I'm already thinking of a tag team championship between the Hurt Business and the New Day and how good that's going to be. Imagine just giving Kofi and Xavier the microphone and just say, here you go, vent, say whatever you want. I mean, there'll be some great promos, and they can finally do what they want in the ring instead of being so structured. I think it would be a really good move for them to go to AEW. Yeah, it would just give them a fresh coat of paint on their gimmick, and when they're ready to go back to the WWE in a few years and get their Hall of Fame induction, there you go. But I mean, I think it would be great for AEW. I think it would revitalize their tag team scene, even though it's getting better. I think it would just make it that much better. Yeah, I say go for it. I mean, FTR versus New Day, as I said, Hurt Business, Edge and Christian versus New Day. I mean, fuck, I can keep on going on and on. Let's do it.
Yeah, Young Bucks, of course, who have never faced this. Yeah, it's interesting. I heard that they were trying to get Xavier to stay back because of his up, down, down stuff, and maybe just take that on. They called it a Tyler Breeze contract where he would just be doing online streaming, whatever stuff. Obviously, ultimately looking to split those guys up, but it looks like they got each other's backs. And good on them. I mean, they said from the very beginning that they never wanted to split up. Of course, Big E getting hurt kind of changes things, but they never really ever imploded. And they really got themselves over. Like, if you remember, as you said, the beginning of the New Day gospel stuff was just tanking. It was going down. It was going down hard. They were supposed to be baby faces, and the crowd rejected them. The New Day sucks stuff happened, and then they leaned into it. And during the darker periods before AEW, when NXT was the thing to watch because the main roster product was really bad, the New Day were consistently entertaining throughout.
They were. And Justin in the chat, they will get lost in the shuffle in AEW. That's quite possible. A lot of wrestlers have gone there and have gotten lost in that shuffle, but I do think that if they were to say debut at All In, that'll be a great massive pop, great moment for the company, and then they would get a nice few good promos. They'll get some good tag team matches out of it, and then eventually Kofi could even go to the main event scene. He's a former W champion. I mean, Tony Khan could pull the trigger and have him go into a program against MGF or Kenny Omega or whoever. You know, I think Kofi is in a very unique position to finally be versatile, and he could pick and choose what he wants to do, and he's going to be really, really good at it. So I think AEW is actually going to be a great spot for him.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
We'll see what happens, of course.
They've been bitten by the likes of Malachi Black and the likes of Rusev and Paige even, but then they took some gambles on Mercedes Moné, which I think paid off really well. Edge has not hurt them, I don't think. I think Jericho teasing that he was going to go back and then coming and re-signing with AEW really helps them. I think
and Christian, of course, Christian had his best run of his entire career there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, Mox is the greatest AEW champion.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then the Hurt Business, we'll see. I mean, I don't think that MVP is ever going to go back. He's pretty outspoken about how much he dislikes Triple H. I think the landscape is really changing, though, as it always is in wrestling. And I have there's a clip that I saw that Kenny Omega in an interview, and this was from a year or so ago, but he said that he sees the WWE, like, how long is it until the main event of WrestleMania is Logan Paul versus Jelly Roll? And if of all the things that TKO has been happy about and what they're not shying away from, they're leaning in, is the celebrity element of it. And so I think that's what's on the horizon. It really leaves AEW a chunk of the
actual
business.
Wrestlers to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation before of can Kenny Omega be considered one of the greatest of all time if he's never wrestled in WWE? And at the time we both said no, but now I'm thinking that maybe he can. Like, I don't know that he needs to go there anymore, especially now that this is a post Vince McMahon WWE. It really doesn't have the same kind of stamp of approval. Triple H saying you're the greatest or one of the greatest of all times doesn't hold the same weight as Vince McMahon.
Right. No, I agree. It's not like the only person that you could say is one of the greatest of all time. Well, it would have been Sting. Like, he didn't have to have that match at WrestleMania with Triple H or whatever in order to be one of the greatest of all time. He didn't need the WWE.
But him going to AEW for his last run really repaired the damage that happened from him going to the
really
WWE.
Did.
Yeah.
So I think Kenny Omega is probably better off not going there ever, WWE. I think he'd just be a watered down version of himself.
I just don't see it happening at this point. I mean, he's really winding down his career at this point. Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
He doesn't want it. Speaking of doesn't need it, doesn't want it, the voter information of your precious fellow Albertanites has been released by the Albertan Separatists. They being the voters, such as yourself, did not want that. They did not need that, Aaron. Curious, first up, was your name amongst any of the information that was released?
I honestly don't know, and is there a way that I can actually see if it is any place I can go and check this out?
I'm not sure. It might be in the notes there somewhere, but it says 3 million Albertans. How many people live in Alberta? What's the pop? What's the POP, population of Alberta?
I mean,
6?
I think Edmonton has 2 million, and I think Calgary has 1 million. And that's the major, and that's 70% of Alberta's population is between the Edmonton and Calgary corridor. So where I am in Red Deer, so I don't think that's actually possible for what they claim. 3 million Albertans? I don't know.
So who is claiming it? Who's claiming that the 3 million? So according to Google, there's about 5 million. So that means most people had their information released. Do you know enough to speak about what it is that's going on? Like, catch the fans up on the basics of the story?
I just know that said that our names have been released, and so one of the political parties, I'm not sure if it's Centurion Project or who it was, but one of them was saying that between Innisfail and Olds and all these rural area communities, 93% of eligible voters voted for separation, and that caused a big outrage online from everyone I'm seeing. Is like, I didn't do this. No one that I knew signed up for this. Like, so everybody's calling bullshit on it. But I don't really know a whole lot more than besides that the courts are now being involved. They're looking into how the breach happened, and some shit is going to happen. I think some serious shit is going to go down, and the Separatists are not happy because it's ruining their chances. So I don't know. It's a big old clusterfuck what's going on.
Yeah, it's saying that the information was taken offline this past Thursday. It was legally provided to the Republican Party of Alberta, and maybe actually I can give a little insight on this. That when you're running in a provincial election, like Elections NL or Elections Alberta or whatever it's called up there, will give you like a phone book sized thickness document of everybody and their address and maybe their phone numbers that's living in a particular area. And so when you're given this at the end of the election, they tell you, well, when they give it to you, they say, don't destroy this. You can mark it up all you want. Don't destroy it. Don't photocopy it. And you have to give it back to them at the end of the election. So it sounds like they didn't return it. And then it got into the hands of the Centurions, the Centurion Project, and they're the ones that released it. So I don't know what the purpose of it is, because it wouldn't say who anybody voted for or what they supported in whatever this separatist kind of thing question is. It wouldn't have that kind of information. So I don't know why it would be published online on purpose. But now the RCMP is going to investigate it. And you told me that the UCP has some sort of thing to do with it, or that's what the rumor is?
There was some rumor that someone in the UCP had leaked the information, because otherwise how else would they get it? But I mean, that could be totally wrong. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know if the UCP did or not. I don't really want to spread misinformation on that, but the UCP did weaken Elections Alberta's investigative powers, and the agency now needs reasonable grounds to believe an offense has occurred before it can even investigate. So I don't know. It just seems kind of fishy that UCP would do that, and then all of a sudden this shit's happening. But oh, wait a minute, we can't look into it. It's kind of, where there's smoke, there's fire.
And then the petition was officially submitted, and then I believe since then, it's not accepted, or it's been sort of cut off at the pass. The signatures don't matter. We're not moving forward with this insane question of Alberta separation.
Apparently they have 301,000 signatures as of now, but because of what's happened, all the question of, is it legal, is it right? And then, of course, we have the First Nations saying that this petition to sign is illegal in the first place, so it doesn't even matter. So none of this shit should even be happening.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be happening. It's so wild to me that these Albertans that are so pro-Alberta, if this was the States, if this was, what's the equivalent of Alberta down in the States? Arkansas or something? Oklahoma? I know they like to think Texas, but it's not Texas.
It's either Montana or Texas. Probably Montana. Yeah.
And if Montana did all this, there would be charges, because it's treachery. It's treacherous. It's anti-Canadian. And we shouldn't accept it. We got off on the wrong path with allowing Quebec to even suggest these sorts of things. And now we're letting Albertans, the most retarded of the retarded Albertans, as we've seen in videos, that can't even, and all the time that you say to them, why you do this, we're just asking the questions. We just want to ask the question. We just think we should be asking the question. And it is, as I have become to saying very frequently, it is purposefully glib. You're not just asking questions. You are trying to break down the fundamental collection of Canada, and it should never have been. It should have been stomped out. It should have been stomped out. It should have been out of hand, dismissed by every federal political leader, and Daniel Smith should have out of hand said, this is not right. The people that are doing this are not Canadians. They're not Albertans. And charges should have been filed. And you know what they would have done back in the day is they would have got the leaders, that they would have killed them to make an example out of them. And there's something to be said about those things being snuffed out before they get the chance to gain momentum. Because the 300K that are signing these things, they're not the brightest. They're not the best that Alberta has to offer. And they're going to be the ones that decide whether or not the question should even be asked.
If the viewers have not seen my interview with Floyd, the Albertan Separatist, it's on our YouTube channel. It's on our Facebook page. Please go back and watch it. But we literally have 300,000 of these Floyds signing things because the price of steak is too high or whatnot. And it's mind-blowing. Like, it's actually mind-blowing. These people think that you're not going to pay taxes. Oh, my God. I get it. You know, Alberta, they get the least amount of money back from the federal government out of all the provinces, and we give the most. I get it. I mean, Canada has not treated Alberta the best in the past. I get it. But separating is not the way to go. It's just going to fuck everyone.
That's right. I mean, you're running away from your problems. There is a major problem in Canada now with the way that it's being governed. And it's frustrating for sure. I mean, we had Mark Carney over in Europe today saying that the European Union is going to be the leader of the new world, and Canada is going to be, more attached to Europe than our own continent. And it's, I can't believe that the majority of Canadians agree with that philosophy, that we would want to join a non-superpower when we are literally attached to the greatest superpower and military force that has ever been on the face of the planet Earth.
Until now.
What do you mean?
You mean the U.S.? Until
yes.
now?
Yeah. No, currently they still are.
Yeah, they still are. But I mean, who knows how long that's going to last?
If the Americans aren't the greatest superpower in the world, then I can't imagine the state of the world. It means we're all dead if they aren't anymore. Because there's only been one country that has been down with using nuclear weapons, and that's the Americans. So if they think that there's a chance that they're going to get wiped out, they're going to take everybody down with them. That's the American way. But you want to be on that side. You want to be on that side, especially if you're connected to them, and they can easily bomb us way simpler than bombing somebody over in the Middle East. So, but it is frustrating. I can understand. The same frustrations are happening here in Newfoundland and Labrador. It seems like it's the Ontario whites are the ones that are calling the shot because they got the most people and whatever. But point being is that when things get tough, those of us with integrity and with spine, we get out there and we become the change that needs to happen. We don't run home. We don't take our ball and run home like Steve Austin. We stay and we fight it out like Triple H. I don't know.
Apparently.
Aaron, I want to get to another serious matter as we transition out of that. After we solve this problem definitively, which is that I imagine you agree with me that the leaders of the Alberta Separatist movement should be put to death by the country, by the state. Do you agree?
They should at least, justice should be served. Justice should be served.
Okay, well done. Good dodging. You be a good politician. We don't, just because we call for violence and a violent end to those of us who divide, doesn't mean that I agree with violence in general. And as somebody who has been out here and trying to help people, I have to bring up the fact that I have been on the receiving end of violence for a sponsorship deal that we've had over the last couple of months, and it's from it's by THP Precious Metals, and you might have seen it poking around on the internet. Here is the promo that I did the voiceover for.
When you look at your retirement account, you're looking at numbers on a screen. But what are those numbers actually tied to? Well, for most people, they're tied 100% to the stock market, which sometimes keeps up with inflation and other times does not. Gold is different. It's a real-life asset, and you don't have to buy just shares of gold. You can buy actual gold bars or coins that sit in a secure depository under your name. Gold doesn't depend on a CEO's decisions or a company's quarterly earnings. When governments decide to cover their debt by printing more money, gold does not inflate away. And that's why a lot of people are diversifying part of their retirement into physical gold with companies like THP Precious Metals. They're a new company, meaning they're hungry to give you a great deal and establish themselves as a world leader in precious metals layaway. And they promise they'll spend your money on gold and keep it for you. I researched them thoroughly and found excellent feedback. Here's how it works. You give them as much money as you can, and then they go and buy gold with it. But instead of giving you the gold to keep, they hang on to it until you want it. Why do it this way? Well, where are you going to keep your gold? Do you have a safe or a security system? Do you know how much it costs to mail gold? Gold is heavy. It is expensive to send in the mail. You do not want to deal with that. So, instead, THP Precious Metals just keeps it, and they promise you that they really bought gold with your money, and they're keeping it safe. THP Precious Metals have heard some people say they are not actually buying the gold, but that is just not true. And while it would not be illegal for them to wait to buy the gold until you wanted to see it, that is not what is happening here. They are buying your gold. Still not sure? You can even come by and take a look at the gold whenever you want. Just give them a heads up first. But it is there. They bought gold with your money. Get it going by going to gpatrickcondon.com or call 1-709-552-4850 today. This is all about having options and making smart choices about your future. THP Precious Metals. They promise they bought the gold, and it is there in the safe.
So, Aaron, I don't know what's funny about that, but I do want to make a note that we are going to have to redo that. If somebody with THP Precious Metals is listening right now, we're going to have to redo that, as it is dead naming me and that website, and that person no longer exists. Aaron, I signed up with these guys, and I did a lot of research with them, and it's not a scam. But yet I have gotten DMs from people saying that they're surprised nobody has punched me in the face for promoting this brand. And I want to know, for the people out there, what have you been doing for poor people? Poor people can't just go buy stocks. I suppose those people would like to see those in poverty just stay there, living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to invest in their future, not being able to invest in a commodity like gold, which only goes up. And I think it's a service that I have done that I've been modestly compensated for, mostly in gold, which they get to keep. I have not seen the gold physically with my own eyes, but I have seen photos, and I'm trying to arrange a time to go and take a look at the gold that they have given me in exchange for putting my name and my reputation up against these guys. But it's to help those of us in need invest in a commodity that will only go up. I've never heard of gold going down, ever. I've never heard of that. The gold standard, why would they say that that's a thing if the gold standard went down? Think about it. Aaron, what do you have to say?
I mean, logic is sound.
Thank you. And so, to the people out there that have been sending me emails and DMs threatening violence, and then they'll go, this is the same people as the Separatists saying, well, you're just asking questions. I get a DM from somebody saying somebody is going to punch you in the face. I'm not saying it's going to be me, but somebody's going to do it. That's a threat. That's a threat. That's a threat.
Do you have a screenshot or anything that you can show
What?
the people?
Hold on now. What do you don't believe me?
Let's try to let's shame some of these people who are threatening this violence against you.
Yeah, I'll get it next week. We'll see what happens. I'm going to just put out the call here now. We're going to make sure that this becomes a reel for people, and we're going to share it around. And I'm going to say, and this is going to be the end of the reel right here, you better watch out, and let's see what you've done for poor people. Have you done anything for poor people like I have by getting them to invest in gold, which is the standard and never goes down in value? And I'm just helping poor people try to get out of that hole.
Speaking of poor people trying to get out of that hole, we did some gambling last week, and we got some gambling coming up. Let's talk the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs.
Is the first round completely done at this point?
Yes, both first rounds are completely done at this point.
And so the gist of it is, where are we? How did it all shake out? Did you do well in any of your bets, odds?
Well, between me and you, we played a few bets. We bet on a lot of different series between the NBA and the Stanley Cup. And when it's all said and done, when it all came down to it, my friend, you owe me $10. That's it. We were actually pretty close. Yeah, we were pretty close with our bets. The only difference, well, I should say, it came down to me hitting odds on, I think it was Philly. Yeah, the 76ers. So the 76ers ended up winning that series. I ended up getting odds, and I ended up winning $10. But this is, so this is the Stanley Cup bracket right now. The second round, we have the Sabres and the Canadiens, and we have the Flyers and the Hurricanes. Jesus, what a horrible Final Four. My God.
What don't you like about that? What's wrong with that? Why are you being a hater?
The teams, I mean, Carolina, who gives a shit? Philadelphia, me and you were in Philadelphia. That place is the most rotten, disgusting, gross city on the planet.
Wow.
And then Buffalo, I'm sure Buffalo is not much better than Philly. So,
well, I have a lot of fond memories of Philadelphia. But yeah, we saw a cockroach in the
cockroach was as big as a rat. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it's true.
And then on the other side, we have the Avalanche and the Wild. That's going to be a good series. And the Golden Knights versus the Ducks. Oops.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Well, so we're going to make our picks now, moving forward.
Yeah.
And we're staying on $5 per series again?
$5 per series. Who do you got between the Avalanche and the Wild?
I'm going Avs.
I got the Avs. They are up 1-0. But it's okay. I won't take odds. I'll just leave it as it is. The Golden Knights and the Ducks, they haven't started yet. Who do you have on that one?
You're allowing me to pick? I'm going Ducks.
Ooh, he's going the Ducks.
Yeah, you would pick I guess you got the Golden Knights in the last round, right?
Yeah. So, Aaron, I'm going to take the Wild, which is okay, and the Golden Knights. All right, and who do you have between Buffalo and Montreal?
Going Buffalo, baby.
Wow. Okay, I'm going MTL and the Hurricanes and the Flyers. The Carolina Hurricanes are ahead 1-0 in the series.
I'm inclined to go with Carolina.
I'll give it to you, and I'll take Philly. Cool. So that's that.
Okay. All right.
Who do you think's gonna win this thing overall right now? We have the Final Four. Who do you have the edge to?
I think it's going to be Carolina and the Avalanche in the finals, I think.
That's what my soul tells me as well. It's probably going to be those two. Yeah, I think the Western is going to win this without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right.
And how we looking with basketball? Do we
fans, of course, leave your Stanley Cup predictions in the chat. Who do you think is going to take each series? Who do you think is going to win it overall? As for basketball, Final Four, or not the Final Four, but the Final Four series, game 1 is tomorrow between Cleveland Cavaliers and Detroit Pistons. Ugh. And the Knicks and the 76ers have already started.
Ugh.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, the Knicks, I can't believe they got past the first round.
Can't believe it either.
So, I'll let you go first this time around.
Okay, I'm going to take the 76ers over the Knicks.
Yeah, okay.
You'll take the Knicks. And then for the Pistons and the Cavaliers, I'll let you take this one.
I see. I know that the Cavaliers sort of just squeaked out the Raptors, right? I think I am going to go with Detroit.
Thunder and the Lakers. That's going to be a good one. Who do you got?
Lakers.
Lakers. Wow, okay.
Really?
The defending champs are the Thunder.
Okay.
And then last one, Minnesota Timberwolves versus the San Antonio Spurs.
Man, is it just me? And maybe I'm just going off of like early 2000s NBA, but these are boring teams.
Spurs were good in the 2000s. They had Tim Duncan and a bunch of other good players.
But they were a boring team, though, weren't they? Wasn't the
very boring, very fundamental, like
Yes.
kind of like just do your layups off the glass and stuff like that. Drive to the paint, yeah.
Now Shawn Michaels? He's from San Antonio, so that could be something for you. I'll let you pick this one though.
All right, I'll take the Spurs. Fuck it,
Minnesota.
There you go, baby. Gambling.
Okay. Now, Aaron, before we move on from this, I got to bring up the fact that the audience might not know this, but throughout the week, I've been getting emails or getting texts from you about additional bets to be happening, and just want to make sure that everything is okay. I know that you've been a long-time gambler. I don't know the goings-on behind the scenes, but I might have triggered something in you by doing this bet thing.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. You just shared your screen on your bets. Did you know that? Okay.
We're gonna gamble here. We're gonna do some gambling for tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, there was a clip that we released about you having the sweats when you gamble.
Like gambling sweats, yes.
Yeah. Your wife is aware that you are doing all of this?
She's away for the weekend.
Okay. All right, well.
It's all right. Listen, only $5, $10 bets here and there, but I'm telling you right now, we have some good bets going on. We have some good games here, some good odds tomorrow between the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. The Wild are 2.61 underdogs to win outright. Even the Avalanche 1.52 to win straight up. And so those are some good odds. We got over/under here. If you want to go over 6.5 goals, it's 193. Under 6.5, it's 191. Woo! That could be a good one there. That could be a good one. I might take the under. Let's bet the mortgage on this one. Take the under on that one. And then the next day we have the Montreal Canadiens versus the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, very, very close. 5. There's going to be some goals scored in that game. I'm taking the over. 1.84. That's just 2 games right there. So, folks, if you're watching the 5th and the 6th, we have the over with the Avalanche and the over with the Canadiens. Let's do that. And then on basketball, tomorrow, we have the Pistons and the Cavaliers. Woo, look at those odds. I like that. 2.2 for the Cavs, 1.1 for the Pistons. I think Cleveland's going to take that first game, so we're going to pick that. And then the Lakers, 8.51 underdogs. Holy shit.
Really?
So the spread on that is 15.5 points for a 1.94 all fucking day long. Giddy up.
Okay. How much money do I send you for that?
We'll do $5 each, and we'll put $10 on it.
Okay. I've never seen you so excited about...
And this $10 bet would win $149.90.
Nice. Okay. That's good. That's what it's all about. Chasing that feeling.
Chasing that feeling. There you have it, folks.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. So long as everything's okay, I'm happy to see you excited about something so much. Let's go. Let's roll. Have we won any of these, any money on this on the ones that we did last week?
Not yet. No, we've been so close. So close.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, cool. And you could just bet from your home. Hey, you don't know. Is ProLine even a thing anymore, or is that out of business now that you could do like per game bet?
ProLine's definitely a thing. It's just easier and better with the Pro Alberta or the Bet 365 apps or something like that, because you can do same game parlays where you can, like, say for football, for example, you can bet on the team who's going to win. You can bet on who's going to score a touchdown. You can bet, on a bunch of different things during a football game. So that's what I like to do personally. So yeah, I like the betting apps. It just gives you more stuff to gamble with, more choices.
Okay. I just want to point out that as soon as we started talking about the Alberta Separatist thing, we lost Justin. I think Justin's gone.
Oh yeah, long gone.
Is it a touchy subject up there? Is it something
It is kind of touchy, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't know who agrees with you on it and who doesn't, and people don't really want to discuss it that much?
I mean, I think people are loud and proud no matter which side of the coin they're on, but it is a touchy subject. Yes, absolutely. And if you yourself are not on the side of separatists, chances are people who are. And it's just, it's a really shitty situation. Everybody's so divided. So thanks, Danielle Smith.
Yeah, or Trump, really.
Or Trump, yes, both.
Okay, Aaron, we're a little over an hour here, I think. I mean, we got one more segment, but maybe we don't need to do it unless... Heck, let's just do it. Why not? It could be a good time. We have and I don't even know if you teased it or not, but it's another one of our more popular segments known as Advice for the Lovelorn. Aaron, here we go.
The world has a lot of rules about how a heart should break, but I'm looking at a masterpiece, and it's beautiful.
Boom. Aaron, you were saying to me before the show that this segment actually chased away somebody last week.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, John. Hopefully
John, wait now, is that your buddy John that you went to WrestleMania with?
It is.
All right. You held that information back. You come to me with this like it's almost as if it's some sort of like unofficial poll. Data collecting poll, and it's just your buddy John that doesn't want to hear about cocksucking, I guess.
Yes.
Whatever. We'll get your people back on this. I'm sorry that they've all abandoned you in this new venture, but we'll get them back. I mean,
we'll get them back.
We'll get them back. The show's doing better than ever. Now, normally we would be talking about somebody else's advice request to you via phone in. We got tons of those, and again, if anybody wants to give us a call or email us with any advice to Aaron, for Aaron, advice sought from Aaron, you give us a call 1709-552-4850. But this week it's all about me. Now, Aaron, I have a steady girlfriend right now, and I was given the go-ahead to create a baby with this lady.
Wow.
Yeah. And...
wow.
Yeah, but it's the essence of life, It's the purpose of life is to create life. And... but here's the weird thing, is that since I have been given the go-ahead, I cannot seal the deal. I can't finish the job. and I don't know what it is. I think I get a little bit too much in my head about it. I think about the weight of the situation. Every time before now that I have made love, it was for degenerate purposes. It was for pleasure, if you will. Although I don't think many of us were experiencing much pleasure, I have to say. But now it's for the reasons our forefathers fornicated. And I think that the pressure has just gotten to me. But I want to know if you have any advice for me, and if you've ever had a similar situation.
Never.
Okay, well, folks, thank you very much for coming in this week and listening to us on Will and Bish versus everything. Please know that you can join us on all social medias, Instagram at versus_every_thing, TikTok at versus_every_thing, and Facebook just at versus everything. Please like, comment, and share. It helps more than you can imagine. And please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. Please come back, John. Please come back, Justin. And Aaron, do you have anything you want to say before we clue it up for another week in our world?
Yes, I guess I can promote the RCW show here in Innisfail coming up on May 15th, the 23rd anniversary tour, RCW Fight for Honor. We have an amazing tag team match in our main event that was just published. Go check it on the socials. I can't remember what it is, but I know Hayden Avery is involved. And anytime Hayden Avery is in the main event, it's going to be a good time. The people love him in Innisfail. Yeah, so May 15th, Fight for Honor. You can get those tickets at the Legion or online right now at Eventbrite. And of course, as Justin mentioned earlier, July 4th is the Great Canadian Bash in Edmonton at the Nate Institute, the RCW debut in that arena. We are going to have good brother Doc Gallows in the main event on that one. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. So, folks, check that out. But until then, let's give it to Patrick. Let's give it to William.
You son of a... You were saving up for that, and don't tell me you weren't. You're done. I don't want to hear it. Just come back next week and be better, or you're going to be in court. You're going to be in the Supreme Court for human rights violations.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Aaron, I was going to say, we should rally our audience to get in touch with RCW and email and DM them. Make sure that Aaron is out there on that show in an official capacity. He's been doing a hell of a job, and he deserves to be on that show, that July 4th show. In the meantime, folks, until next week, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. Thank you.